Drama, and it was, as the country's top court set the stage for a landmark petition that could redefine the country's electoral system. The Supreme Court has set the ground rules for the hearing of a petition challenging the declaration of Uhuru Kenyatta as the winner of the March 4th election. On this day, when the historic petition began to take shape, Attorney General Githu Muigai was allowed to join the case as a friend of the court. This amid opposition by the court legal team. The six-judge bench also ordered for the retallying of presidential ballots in 22 polling centers. Also, during the status conference, the court promised to rule on the introduction of a 900-page affidavit filed by the court containing details of alleged doctoring of presidential election results. As the legal battle raged on in court, rival Jubilee and court teams braced for yet another battle to be staged in Parliament. The parties will tomorrow embark on separate retreats to strategize on how to take charge of the two houses that are set to open officially on Thursday. KTN's Rita Tinina begins our comprehensive coverage of this historic event.
The pre-trial conference was supposed to be a housekeeping session, but setting the rules of engagement ended up being a day's affair. The morning session saw counsel for parties in the presidential petition advance various arguments on, among other issues, whether or not the Attorney General and the LSK should be enjoined as friends of the court and whether the petitions should be consolidated. And when the afternoon session got underway, the Supreme Court had its orders ready.
There shall be a retallying of the presidential votes in the 22 polling stations using the Forms 34 and Forms 36.
The retallying will be done tomorrow. The results will be filed on Wednesday.
There shall be a scrutiny of all Form 34s which were used by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission in tallying the presidential vote from each of the 33,400 polling stations.
On whether or not the Attorney General and the LSK should be enjoined as friends of the court.
The Attorney General is admitted to the status of amicus curiae in the petitions before the court. B. The application by the Law Society of Kenya for admission to the status of amicus curiae is disallowed.
On the consolidation of the three petitions,
we hereby therefore order the consolidation of the three petitions. The file for petition number 5 shall be deemed to be the pilot file in which all proceedings shall be recorded and the final decision made therein.
The afternoon orders were followed by the hearing of applications. An application by Raila Odinga's lawyers ordering a forensic audit of the equipment used by the IEBC during the election generated heated legal arguments.
What time is there between now and Saturday to conduct any kind of forensic audit which has to be done and produced before the hearing of the petition?
This evidence, which is material to the determination of this petition and which is in the custody of IEBC alone, should be produced.
We submit that it is shopping and fishing for evidence.
The first question that this court must ask is there a legal and factual basis for undertaking a forensic audit? And we submit that none has been laid.
The prayers they are seeking are really extraordinary. Look at prayer 2. That this honorable court be pleased to issue an order directing the first and second respondent, the seventh origin, to deliver to the honorable court. To deliver to the honorable court and do what?
And my lord, we are not fishing. Those are their own records that will show us why those devices failed.
Counsel Fred Ngatia, representing Uhuru Kenyatta, and Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi for the IEBC chairman Isaac Hassan, sought the court's direction on what they termed as an attempt by the petitioner to introduce new issues in a piecemeal manner.
Would this honorable court allow complaints made within time, responded to within time, to be amplified by other complaints made out of time.
There is no provision in the rules of this court for a petitioner to file an affidavit in response to the response by the respondent.
The court will tomorrow morning rule on whether Professor Yashpal Gai of Katiba Institute will be enjoined as a friend of the court and whether Isaac Alucher will be allowed to be a co-petitioner in the case. The presidential petition will be heard on Wednesday and Thursday, with the Supreme Court allocating a total of 15 hours to the hearing of the historic petition. Rita Tinina, KTN.